Hey everyone, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing. We have a very important RV news update. This is a big safety issue and it's resulting in a class action lawsuit that could affect potentially hundreds of RVers out there. We're going to talk about this, guys. It's the first time I heard about it, but it is both dangerous and quite disappointing to read about.
So this is coming from RVtravel.com, dated March 31st, 2023, and the headline reads, Class Action Lawsuit Over Fire Danger Against Major RV Manufacturer Can Move Forward, the Judge Rules. So let's get into the facts of what happened. And as Izzy said, it is pretty disturbing and scary.
Yeah, and we'll link the story down below. We're just going to kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of it.
Right. So Jay Nelson is the plaintiff, and he bought a 2019 Puma, which is a Forest River product, and he bought this from a Montana dealer back in April of 2019. Now, a year later, in 2020, he and his family were heading out on a family vacation on a camping trip, and he saw smoke coming from the back. He pulled over, and unfortunately, there was a fire in the wiring on his fifth wheel. He was able to put it out, thank God.
As a result of that, he took the Puma that he bought it back to the dealership where they repaired it, and they repaired it to industry standard, as in quotes they said, off the factory line condition. But the real problem for Mr. Nelson was how the fire started, and that's where the class action lawsuit originated. So the fire broke out in the electrical junction box that connects to the rig 7 connect wiring that runs to the trailer. You know, if you have, it kind of goes from the trailer and then it plugs into the back of your half-ton or 3/4 ton or whatever. Nelson contends that the fire was a result of improper wiring and that Forest River didn't have a circuit breaker in the wiring that ran from the house batteries to the junction box. A short in the wiring is what led to too much current. Wires caught fire.
With this repair job, Nelson said he was really worried, because it didn't include the circuit breaker, this repair.
Because they repaired it like the factory put it off the line, which was incorrect in the first place. What a scam, right?
I know.
We're just going to fix it the same crappy way that it went on fire the first time.
Right, so unfortunately, he was very concerned that another fire could break out. And he said that, what if my family is asleep and this thing goes on fire? So they didn't want to take the risk. They traded in, and they actually got a 2020 Puma. Unfortunately, this had the same non-protected circuit breaker that his prior one had.
So they hired an electrician and on their own dime, and the electrician installed the appropriate circuit breaker that they needed so they could have peace of mind. They also hired an attorney. Now, last May, Jay Nelson's attorney, who's not named in this article, he filed a lawsuit against Forest River, alleging that the company not only didn't properly insulate the wiring, nor include circuit overload protection, they did so in violation of RVIA safety standards. Now, every RV that you get has that, sticker, that RVIA sticker, which you actually pay for. I know Matt from Matt's RV Reviews talked about it's like $100 something that you pay for. That's supposed to guarantee that it's a certain standard. Now, I don't know what those standards are, but his attorney is saying that they didn't even abide by those standards. And let me tell you something. We've seen a lot of RVs out there, and I don't know what the standards are, but they might need to be increased a little bit. But the suit asked the court to give it a class action. So it contends that Forest River has manufactured 100 of these rigs with the same alleged design flaw over a period of several model years. And of course, Forest River was trying to get that thrown out, but
on March 23rd, now these cases, it takes so much time. I mean, years, unfortunately, and then people have to wait for this to happen. On March 23rd of 2023, in a Great Falls, Montana courtroom, Judge Brian Morris of the U.S. District Court handed down rulings on this. And his big takeaway was this: Jay Nelson's suit will move forward as a class action case. And it is a long haul. As they said, the actual jury trial would not be scheduled until fall of next year.
Yeah, these take years. And usually how it works is you have the big company and they just try to drown you out financially. That's the game. That's the game they play. But if you are in the right and you're able to financially stay in it, then that's Mr. Jay. What's his last name? Nelson. So Jay Nelson, we wish him the best of luck in this. Now, why should you be concerned? Because this may affect you. We're going to talk a little bit more, not specifically on this case, but just RVs in general. Now, we did another video about a week ago. It was regarding Ford being sued by a RV customer. We had the attorney for that customer on our channel. We'll link that above. The allegation is that Ford knowingly was selling chassis that they knew could not be aligned with the loads that were supposed to be for those chassis because they were not providing testable camber and caster ability, so they just couldn't be aligned. Regarding RVs, it's really important to get inspections, and you as an RV inspector can speak to this.
Yes, we get asked all the time, do I need to get an inspection for a new RV? It should be fine, right? Well, no. I mean, and we did a video on a brand new Tiffin motorhome. We'll link that up above. That the problems were endless on there, and this is like, in a case like this is life or death. I mean, this could have been really, really bad. Hire a third-party qualified RV inspector, and these are the things that they specifically look for. Yeah. They probably would have caught this. They would have caught this. A good inspector would have caught this and hopefully been able to save them the scare, a lot of money, and just this long, now drawn out process.
We've talked about this on many videos, and we'll continue to say it. Unfortunately, the RV industry doesn't have these standards that like the automotive industry does regarding safety and other things. And to be blunt and quite honest, a lot of RVs that are being put out, they're trash. They are just not up to standard.
Not quality.
They should be inspected. Now, that's not saying, well, it's really windy out there.
It is really windy.
We're out camping right now. That's not saying that all of them are, but there's a lot of them, and it's not just entry level. Some really high end, they should not be on the road. They should not be leaving factories to where they're leaving, where dealerships have to have these things repaired if an inspector finds it. Not at the cost. They're just not trustworthy.
No, and something I really want to make a point about is we talk about inspections, but if a dealer gives you a hard time about wanting to have an inspector come in, please find another dealer to work with, because they should want you to have an inspector come in there to make sure that you're taken care of and that you feel comfortable with this very large purchase you're about to make. So that's really, really important.
In the comments below, let us know, have you been affected by this lawsuit regarding, do you have a Puma that's similar? Have you had any issues with your RV from the factory? I mean, when we do videos like this, just people, they love to put their comments on the experiences, but we find that really useful, not only for us knowing, but people watch our videos, and people that don't have RVs or had similar problems, they know what to get into. Because listen, if you know what you're getting into, then it's on you, right? You have the information, it's up to you to do the homework. But if you're new to RVing and you're just watching the commercials that are put out by RVIA and listen to dealerships and quick talking salesmen, you could be in for a world of hurt and something that you did not expect.
Right, and I want to make one point. When we do these videos, we'll usually get 1 or 2 comments that people say you're being Debbie Downer. And it's not Debbie Downer, guys. It's being honest and factual and giving the information that's really here to help you.
Yeah, and like the comments are like, well, if you're RVing, you should know this. Well, correct, but a lot of people don't know that. There's a lot of new RVers out there, and at least if they know it, then they know what they're getting into.
Knowledge is power.
If you like videos like this, to the left of us, we're going to put our RV news playlist as well as our RV tours playlist if you like to look at RVs. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.